Hello everyone, Spiritus103 here today with another replay cast. We're looking at Modistopheles in a Kutuzov with J8PER and Tank Slapper, both in Destroyers, so it's potentially a triple smoke division, and granted, because Xianyang is playing with the Z23 with Hydro, there's a chance that Xianyang's running smoke over his radar, which isn't really that good without the radar upgrade. It's to tier 8. Regardless, the question asked for this one is, I would like you to look at my positioning, especially with regards to how I could have helped my two Destroyer divmates better. So, thing about helping Destroyers in the Kutuzov is you need to remember your 7.7 kilometers penalty when firing. So you don't want to get too close. And of course, if you do get yourself too close, you need to make sure that one of your Destroyers has a... Basically, if you do get yourself screwed, you need someone to unscrew yourself. And that's usually your own division mate's smokescreen. And if they're being forced to use their own smokescreen, then, well, they can't use it to unscrew you, and often you'll just get in a situation where you're forced to go forwards into their smokescreen. Well, I mean, you'll just delay the inevitable, and you might live a bit longer. You'll get certainly an action-packed game, but won't be a good one. So we're opening up, heading towards Alpha. Usually just, it's a bit of a clusterfuck, if you ask me, this map. Like, I'm not sure if I like the old one and the new one better. To be honest, I like the old one better because it's a bit easier to push. With cruisers, it's on generally everything. You get bogged down a bit less. I think I personally prefer the older one. If they just reshuffled some of the islands, like especially the ones like they're up here and whatnot, just you know, because you basically have this awkward area around A. It's still silly because you can park behind here and be completely safe. You can't do anything about it until you get here. Or rush it from behind, but if you rush it from behind, everything up there is going to farm you in rushing it behind, and it usually just becomes a trade. Asking Yugen what to go to B, fair. I mean, there's a lot of Destroyers, so in this situation, in all fairness, working together and trying to just delete and, you know, one or two enemy Destroyers that you insert into is generally not a bad idea. And our carriers have been coming this way, but unfortunately the entirety of the team also is coming down here. And with this many Destroyers, if there are Kagero and Ogdevai and Fletcher, like up here, spamming torpedoes into A, it's going to be really, really difficult to breach it, because their fleet over there, you know, you're going to be trading health to spot and whatnot, and without an actual radar, unless Xianyang happens to be running radar, it's going to be incredibly difficult. Regardless, we're opening up, heading in this direction. You can blink over this island, but it's not really worth a smokescreen this early, especially considering you only get 3, and that's the most you can ever get with the Kutuzov at the moment. Torpedo bombers are coming in. It is, of course, a Ranger, so even without a defensive, we should be able to deal some serious damage to it. If you want to be a cheeky dick, you can actually just turn your anti-aircraft off, but at this point, even that's in range, so but there you go. It noticed us, it's pulling away. And, you know, people tend to do that when they notice that the planes are under attack. They'll hear, like, Groto, under attack or something. So we decided to defensive A the fighter. That's actually kind of risky. I mean, it's a free wipe, which probably would have been a free wipe anyways, but at least it'll get us unspotted if there are no enemy Destroyers nearby. Turns out that's not the case. Tank Slapper is getting shot at, so I'm guessing that was a counter to the plane just to get it off from spotting. However, that means that if the carrier does come for a strike, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Regardless, we are the first one to smoke, and yeah, that's a lot of fish inbound, taking minor damage, but that's a lot of skill inbound. Very nice that somebody actually spotted all of that. Pretty sure some of that is the Lol Yangs. But at the moment, and well, it was the Lol Yang that spotted us. But for the moment, it doesn't look like the enemy team actually did a decent drop in our sector, and there's just random fish coming in. So, you know, we can actually deal some damage, and I probably would have aimed at and tried a shot at the Lol Yang, just try to, you know, pin him, suppress him, and try to make him, you know, further advance. And if you hear any weird plinging sound in the background, that's my washing machine started that. But regardless, looks like the carrier did a bit of an awkward drop into the smoke room. Probably, actually, I'm not sure if those are the remnant torpedoes from. Yeah, those are remnant torpedoes from our destroyers still passing down there. But at this point, we're not really achieving much, and we've used the smoke. So, I mean, we're still supporting our destroyers, so that's fine. But we need to be careful because these people are coming here, and they're going to be attracting a lot of torpedoes. So. Our Z23 better have a Hydro up. And there you go, Destroyer is spotted right now, so we need to immediately turn our guns to engage that, mark the target. Ooh, I would shoot it in Ogdevai, unless our Xianyang happens to have a smoke or is unspotted at this moment. Friendly fighters are chasing some stuff, and our smoke's going to expire, so, you know, we're not supporting our Destroyers, and, well, the Destroyers really aren't supporting us. So, at this point, we might as well just be random players on a random team. Regardless, Lol Yang gets spotted. It looked like Jasper was going in there to try to hydro that out, and without our defense, the drop actually does get through. And then the torpedo orders are probably coming through, and we open fire just as the Smoke Screen expires, so we better accelerate forwards and use this Bismarck as a torpedo shield, lest we want to take some damage. Or actually, never mind, we just need to sit here, because he's not going to take that, so he actually dodges it, and I think we should just be able to dodge it as well. It's a spot of luck. They're mashing the S button, but more efficient, man. That's kind of the issue here, is that, well, we're not actually able to do much here, because, I mean, Lol Yang, double Lol Yang plus a Z over there, runes behind the corner, so there's a lot of stuff that there could potentially ruin our day, and without, you know, a current Smoke Screen, I'm guessing Xian Yang is running a... Nope, he's running smoke, so there is kind of a disconnect between us and the Xian Yang at this moment, because, well, Xian Yang is not going to achieve much down there other than try to spam torpedoes. I wouldn't load AP on a rune, to be honest, just IFHE Kutuzov is more than good enough. And I'd consider continuing shooting at the rune, because in general, the rune's a more dangerous target than the Gneisenau, actually. Granted, the Gneisenau does have 38 and can lolpen us, but getting rid of the rune, or at least suppressing the rune sufficiently to make him want to advance in a different direction, is going to be better, because it's a tier 9 cruiser with really strong AP, and you don't really want to mess with that AP, especially if you get caught broadside. Gneisenau guns can be troll enough, and even then, you know, the DPM of him running away can still be very annoying, so just making sure he stays running away and isn't able to get himself close enough to actually utilize his guns as effectively as possible is also nice. Regardless, RZ Hydro is probably off at this moment, and their stuff ran away, and the Yugumo decides to smoke up the Bismarck, which is kind of annoying because we used our smoke, and, well, what's a Bismarck gonna do smoked up there sitting still? I mean, he's gonna die anyways, so... That was really just a bit of an unfortunate move by the Yugumo. If we'd known the Yugumo had the intention to smoke that, because as you can see, the Yugumo is not in a division with the Bismarck. He was in a division with the Rune, but the Rune is turning away from the smoke screen and trying to get into it to use it. So, you know, it really didn't work out. And this Bismarck is, wow, wait a minute, destroyed. Let me sit here and get myself torpedoed. And that's not good enough. Let's also get everyone else near me torpedoed. So, genius play by that guy. Regardless, we're holding A, we're also holding B, but we're down 2 ships right now. I was about to say 1, but it just changed. So we need to kill this enemy Shiza. Now, it's not a big deal. It's not hard to get rid of him right now, because we do still have sufficient firepower. Even Xian Yang is opening fire, but right now we're going to need a Xian Yang smoke to actually be able to do anything. Looks like this Lol Yang might have been trying to come around the corner. I'm guessing that Jasper would know that he was being hydroed, so, I mean, I guess if the carrier or his own hydro got the spot in return. Those torpedoes just missed the Gneisenau, a bit unfortunate, but we can still continue to deal some damage here while it's going. Planes are coming in, which we're actually in range for defensive, and it is ready, so it could be a consideration just to early trigger it, because the carrier might not know it early, and there you go. We need to engage this Lol Yang now, and the planes are in range fully, so I'm pretty sure we clicked on them, but we engage now. We will be spotted, because 7-7 is our range. We don't decide to shoot, actually, so we're just waiting to try to get behind the island and to murder these planes rapidly. And it's kind of unfortunate. It looks like the enemy carrier just dumped the middle of the open ocean with the bombs. That's interesting. The planes are out of range now, so considering a double P now just to cycle 15 seconds faster on the next offensive could be worth it if the Ranger is actually still sticking around where she is last spotted on the map. But now, without a hydro of our own, getting closer to this Lol Yang is kind of really a bit weird of a thing to do. And I wouldn't want to push into it either, because, I mean, Lol Yang is still there. I mean, if the Z Hydro is up, these 2 destroyers pushing into that can work out, but remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, the entire enemy team is here. Like, they're all blobbed there, literally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus 12. Like, literally everything's here, so this Benson is perfectly safe up there, he's been counting. But we have only 1 smoke left, and the New Orleans just used radar, so that's Lol Yang with Hydro, New Orleans with radar. Rune could have Hydroacoustic Surge. We don't actually, you know, can't really tell for sure. But at least the long-range spotting is about to go down, and Allied Rune just dies to Ranger, so he probably had Hydro or didn't spec AA, which honestly is kind of silly. You know, Rune AA is pretty good, but, you know, a lot of people like to use the Hydro, but Rune's not really the best pusher in my opinion. I mean, I haven't really played him, but they just don't seem like it. Regardless, playing at this Lol Yang, our current position, you know, we're close to the destroyers, we can support them, but up to this point, we haven't actually gotten any real support from, you know, smoke support in return from our division, so that's one thing to keep in mind here. And now we're pretty much stuck in a close quarters engagement, so, I mean, the team is kind of getting themselves screwed. Don't worry, that's my TS. You know what, let me just check what it's about. It's just Omni TS actually. I was playing with friends there, but regardless, we now have a rune in front of us, and this is kind of the issue about not having shot the rune earlier, and you know he's reasonably healthy. So unless our aircraft carrier can make a play on that, and I'd focus on continuing to shoot, you know, shooting the rune and waiting for the next reload to shoot at the Lol Yang if he exposes himself. And we could bow forward to get a shot on the Lol Yang actually, but doesn't turn out to be the case. We're well out of range of the rune's torpedoes, and our defensive should be coming online on time to defend against these aircraft, which is definitely useful. Lol Yang actually pokes the wrong side of the island, so if we apply a good enough lead and get a good shot, I think we need 3 hits to knock out the Lol Yang. Hopefully we get the kill. Nope, we only get 1, so that's not enough. Torpedoes coming in, we just need to creep a little bit forward so that we don't actually reverse into a Missouri salvo, and smoking up here with it versus a Missouri definitely wouldn't do us any good. I would actually have tried to shift X the Lol Yang, but our rune actually nails the kill there, and I wouldn't shoot at the Lol Yang at all. Defensive should be pressed right now just to help reduce the chance that Jasper's going to die. That might actually have been too late if he committed the drop, but he didn't commit the drop, so that's going to be a lot of free planes for us to pick up. There you go. And looks like we swapped the AA range for target. We picked a new target. There you go. The stacks are coming in, and in 2 seconds they should all be dead. There you go. 2 ticks. And now we have a Bismarck in the face. So, well, problema. So we're gonna use our own smoke. That's honestly a bit wasted because check it out. Hey, we're gonna be spotted again because 7.7 kilometers range, and that's kind of the downside. We reverse it, we're gonna get Missouri. So I'd actually suggest mashing it forwards and hoping that they got the spot Jasper, so he needs to get out of there, but he temporarily distracts the guy. Loading into AP, shooting him right now in this position is actually a bit dodgy, because we can't really fully upper pen the upper belt, but somebody actually hits him hard enough and he actually goes down, so our smoke screen is not completely wasted, we get to use some of it. Rune's poking around the corner as well, and shooting AP at this guy's, you want to shoot upper area. I mean, you can go through the 10 centimeters of lower belt, but still not really the world's best situation, and in general, I would just recommend you load the HE, because, you know, IFHE, you can do a lot of damage, and there you go. Loading into it, the Rune probably has, if he has Hydro up, Jasper is going to completely miss these widespread memes, and also likely die, which would be kind of horrible, and yeah, he's spotted. I would not, actually, you could consider loading AP, too late now, but I'm pretty sure it's too late. If you'd done it instantly, you could actually have gotten a shot off, but now it's too late. We're not going to get a decent shot off. It's just going to mostly deflect, and there you go, 3 deflections. More planes coming, and we don't actually have a defensive available for that, so we're going to sit inside the smoke for 30 seconds, and hopefully killing as many of these torpedo bombers as possible, because we're not currently spotted. This Rune behind us, he could Hydro, but he might not know that information right now, so I mean, we could get a little bit of free damage against these planes, although hopefully they won't spot Tank Slap because he's really, really low. Yeah, too late. So he's going to get spotted, and there is a small chance that the Rune could actually be able to shoot that. If I was in Tank Slap's position, I would have smoked up way earlier than that, just to ensure we don't actually get spotted and risk this Rune being able to engage. Currently, he doesn't actually have a Hydro up, but he doesn't need it because the smoke just expired, and we're still trying to deal with the planes. We finally, one more plane to wipe. Yeah, there you go, it's finally wiped, so that took some time. But, Loyang is actually up. I would shoot the Loyang, because he can't actually spot us right now. There's no planes within 11 kilometers, so we're not going to get spotted. So there's no risk whatsoever in trying to shoot at this Loyang. We lose absolutely nothing, because we don't really need to be fully trying to turn. And getting rid of the guy could have been very, very useful overall. This Rune is going well off in the opposite direction. Our Benson's in a close quarters engagement with the Fletcher. If he's lucky, the Benson can actually kill off the other Loyang. I don't think these torpedoes have much of a chance to hit anything. If you wanted to launch against the Rune coming through, you kind of would have had to wait another 5-10 seconds before being able to get an angle on that. And even then, I probably would have held it just to try to get closer and let our Xianyang try to get some distance to actually continue spotting. But right now, at least no team has any battleships remaining, and I mean, they still have the Loyang, but we have A and we have C, which is kind of a way off in the distance cap. So if we're actually able to trade down these Runes, or at least kill off these 2 Runes, and there you go, you can see they weren't in a position to come towards us, but we have now a Ranger in front of us, so that's actually a bit troublesome. Because we don't want to deal with a Ranger right now, and he's going to be able to spot us shortly, so we're actually going to lose the element of surprise unless this Rune coming around actually goes down to these torpedoes, and there you go, plane spotted. So we need to be considering the angle right now. He's actually getting deep plane. This is his last series of stuff. If this guy gets to shoot us in the broadside with AP, we are going to get bled so hard it's not even funny. But it looks like we get the shot off, and there you go. Focusing on the planes, we could have just pressed T for stats and would have been just fine. Other rune looks like he's coming. We could actually launch torpedoes through the gap right now, but too late for that. And we're broadside to him shooting AP, but he thankfully gets a really bad salvo. So we actually return a much better salvo against the... Actually, no, well, I wouldn't say much better, because I would have expected to get another one off, but we should have definitely long ago picked up the speed. That Ranger's not a threat. He's not a problem right now. He's out of planes. He's not going to achieve anything against us. Shooting at the Ranger is just putting our turrets out of sync of where we need them, unless you actually want to put them on port and the hard starboard turn engaging the rune. He's reversing, but I mean, I guess if you want to go for the free damage, go for the free damage, but the rune is about to come into position where we can actually engage the rune. And if we make a bad turn here, we're going to get ourselves in an even worse position than we already were in, especially if the rune actually manages to gauge us. You know, let's just see, because... Oh, we're trying to kite him, and looks like we are actually being able to kite him around the corner. Remember, Ranger has a 25mm HE Citadel vulnerable area, slightly mid-section towards the rear, where you can actually HE Citadel that. Doing a lot of damage to the guy at the moment, so we could actually consider torpedo launching on the Kutuzov if we're loaded, and we are. I wouldn't launch there, I'd actually launch much more towards the right, and I would have waited a couple of seconds before launching. Mostly because the Ranger plane would have spotted that, so unless the rune is a complete idiot, he's never going to take any of these torpedoes if he launched them the way we did. Damaconing the fire already, but if the second bomber comes and sets us on fire, we're actually going to die. But there's a very high chance we're going to trade the Ranger off in return. We could have actually sent another salvo on him, but we do pick up the kill on regardless, and there you go. These torpedoes completely missed the rune, which is kind of a bit problematic in that sense. I mean, we got rid of the carrier at least, and like I said, those torpedoes of ours were never going to hit anything with the way they were launched, simply due to the fact that the guy is not going to be silly enough to sail into them, and we did skill under influence of aircraft. If we get lucky, our Xianyang might pick up one, and he does, which squarely puts the favor of this game back in our hands, because this rune is healthy enough, and with AP against this broadside, should easily be able to deal with this rune. Just needs 2-3 more pens on his superstructure, and that's game over. Definitely, if I was at rune, the next salvo should be going out as HE, because there's no real point in shooting AP, and he needs to angle in. There you go, angling in right now. He looks like he's taking some time for the next shot, so he probably has swapped to high explosives, but it's giving this rune a lot of time to engage. I mean, if he's going to continue shooting AP, he's not going to achieve anything. And there you go, outgoing HE, so that'll hopefully be the kill against this guy, and there you go, kill goes through. Both of them actually having swapped to high explosives, but with that done, our Yugumo, who's actually still on full HP, we do know that the Loyang is low. I think the Okinawa was like a little bit like medium health, but we've got A, we've got B, so well, we're capping B, and if they want to win, they're gonna have to push out the Yugumo and do it that way. So at this point, the Yugumo really just needs to stay at the edge of the cap and stay ass on, because we currently have a 300, well, almost 300 points lead against them with 2.5 minutes left to go. As long as nobody gets themselves killed rapidly and the enemy team can get themselves down to A, this should be pretty much safe. So this Yugumo pretty much just needs to sit here, ass on. Oh, he's actually taking fire from the Ognavine. He's actually reasonably healthy. He's torping at the Loyang, which is low HP. We could potentially have finished that guy off earlier if he'd actually engaged. But now the rune's trying to catch up, and the Yugumo's taking an engagement with the Ognavine. This is what I meant. He should have been, in this kind of a situation, you just want to sit here, because you can rapidly go around the... if torpedoes come in here, you just go forwards, you bind the island, you cannot get torpedoed. And I'm pretty sure that's Xianyang using a smoke to open fire as well. Definitely the right choice to make there. Yugumo's now trying to turn turrets. Yugumo's making the wrong move, turning turrets, and he's now currently under attack by the Loyang as well, so... Loyang is up. If the Yugumo realizes that her gun turrets are facing the Oh, well done by the Yugumo. He actually takes out the Loyang. So even if he was to go down right now, we should have the advantage against the Ognavine, and that that is also considering tank snap herself, because he should easily be able to DPM the Ognavine and trade. But at this point, it will not be necessary as long as he survives, and as long as the we can actually accept some losses at this point and still win this game. Just look at that incredible points advantage. With only 1 minute left in the game, there's no way the enemy team is making up the points there. The guy actually opens fire from inside of his smoke screen. Yugumo could easily have pushed, even though the Ognavine is reasonably healthy and whatnot. Looks like the rune's trying to MLG back, and the Yugumo is trying to torpedo in, but it doesn't really matter. At this point, the game is reasonably secure. Not actually sure where these torpedoes are aimed right now, but hey, it doesn't matter. He's aiming at the original position. The guy's actually crept this way. But, he could have tried to MLG the guy, he could have tried to rush the guy, and he's just staying in that end of the gap now. He hasn't realized that he's moved from here to here. He is trying to shoot. Doesn't look like he got any hits, but that's it. 1,000 points and game secured. So let's have a look at the post-battle results screen. 115k damage into Kutuzov isn't really super impressive, and granted a bit of it was farmed off the enemy carrier, but we still did some decent damage in an aggressive position. Something that really isn't the Kutuzov's forte, I can put it that way. It's the Kutuzov's forte is kind of being at mid-range and plinking and stuff. You get any closer than that, people can easily MLG you, you can get torped in your smoke, you only have 3 smokes. And you do have quite a noticeable downtime between the smoke screens, so you can easily get punished, especially if your destroyers are unable to re-smoke you. And in this case, we actually didn't get to use the random Yugamo smoke. We never actually got to use any allied division mate smokes either. So that's kind of the thing you have to keep in mind when you're trying to make aggressive moves. And reminder, this is the first time I watched this replay. Pretty much exactly what I predicted would happen actually ended up happening. We ended up in a forward position. We used our own smoke screens. We didn't, we weren't actually able to support our destroyers, and they weren't actually able to support us really well. So we pretty much just ended up being basically individually better randoms, but playing like randoms because, well, I mean, we were close to them, to the destroyers overall, but we never really were in a position where we were able to take advantage of the moves that each other were making, because when Zed went to Hydra the stuff, well, I mean, they're behind the island, and that's why I don't like the map design. It's not an issue with the way you play, it's just the way the goddamn map is. But in other situations, we didn't get to follow the Xianyang to use basically the permanent smoke from there. The first smoke that was put down was the one placed by us. So that's one less smoke that we can use into the late game, which is where the Kutuzov really shines, where people are damaged, they are mentally pressured, and, well, they now have to deal with being wanked on by Kutuzov while being low HP. And that's the danger of the Kutuzov. If you can keep it alive into the late game, and you can deal the damage into the late game, it's a very, very strong ship. But in the early game, it's really just nothing really that special, because, I mean, at tier 8 it is, because it gets the smoke, and gets really, really long range, but, most cruisers, they perform a lot better once you get them and you keep them alive into the late game. So yeah, if we had been able to use a Zed smoke or a Xianyang smoke at the beginning, or even a couple of them, we might not have been in such an awkward position. And if we had been a little bit wider, we could potentially have shot into the stuff on A. And that's where the Xianyang comes in. You can basically use that to provide a big ass smoke corridor to travel, if you want, with a cruiser towards awkward positions. And you could have then, gotten to the bottom left corner of the map and started countering the A group on the corner. Instead of basically sitting there with a Bismarck and, risking all those torpedoes, we actually didn't end up taking any of those, which is really, really impressive and well handled. There were a few close calls, but we managed to dodge them, so that definitely went quite well. We also picked up 47 planes from the Ranger, although I definitely do believe we did the bleed a defensive, although it was useful to get rid of the plane to stop it from spotting our destroyer. In that kind of position, the destroyer is not under that big of a threat. He can just try to evade by building distance and instead save your somewhat limited defenses in this case, because we ended up pushing the Rangers area of operations, so saving them for actual strikes, and could have been useful later on in the game as well, where it actually starts mattering because your destroyers are lower HP. When they have health, they can adjust their play, but when they don't have health, there is no more adjusting. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast. Kutuzov is one of those weird ships that kind of just, it's a big cruiser. For all intents and purposes, look at the camera of the thing, it's a big cruiser. But you can try to get it close to stuff. But then again, Trap's not the best map overall, and going A on it is definitely not going to help you much either, because it's, especially not from the southeastern spawn, because that spawn is difficult. Like I pointed out in the replay cast, it's kind of difficult to actually get around stuff, and I actually forgot to show the rest of the scoreboard, so you know what, let's have a look at the rest of the scoreboard quickly before I wrap it up. We're actually top of the scoreboard. Our destroyers, as we can see, they didn't have a good time because they're really in a really, really bad end of the map. They try to have a good time on, but then again, the map nowadays isn't really that good anyway, so I don't think it matters. Personally, I still prefer going B in the beginning. Otherwise, nothing really too interesting. This rune had a bad time. Where's the Bismarck? He had a bad time as well. I mean, to be expected. Whatever, they broke. I don't think there's anything much more interesting overall. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast. If you did, give me a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitch to, well, see me play live, and take care. I'll catch you guys hopefully in the next one. See ya!